Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Sim to Clutter.
Oh no, this is a rough start. Ooh.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Nyet to Clutter, Sim to Simplicity. I am Raf.
And I'm Anastasia. And Ref and I are wearing our festive grays and blacks today.
Yes, we are. Happy holidays,
Happy
everyone.
holidays, everyone! The reason why we're so festive today
Yes,
is because we want to talk about the new year as
yeah.
it's ending and our kind of feelings for next year, like what we want, goals,
hmm
manifestations, etc. So let's dive in. What is the one thing from this year that you've been genuinely proud of, even if it's small?
For me, I believe it was the rest and recovery portion of my life that was
Mm,
before because of imposter syndrome that we covered in a previous episode. I was always thinking that every time I was resting, I was not being productive or I was being lazy. And then there was a voice in my head saying, "What are you doing? You should be working. You should be contributing to society,
mm,
whatever
mhm,
it is their mind tells us."
mhm.
And then last year, I really started committing to slow living and rest and recovery.
Yeah.
And I was proud of myself for actually stopping work when it was time to stop,
Mhm.
resting and recovering when it was time to do that, and not feeling guilty about it. I think that's the most important piece for me.
Yeah.
I was completely fine with recovering and kind of flushing out the day, like
Mhm.
cleaning my mind and yeah,
Mm.
getting ready for the next day as well. Yeah. What
Yeah.
about you?
Oh, I'm so proud of myself from this year. Big transitions happened.
Mm-hmm.
I went back to work after having a child. And not only did I go back to work, I started a podcast. So it's kind of like work plus this hobby that we do on the weekend and evenings. And I'm just really proud of myself for showing up, like for us, like for our podcast, because I kind of, you have these priorities, kind of like work and family, and then everything else, you're just like, oh, I don't know, like it doesn't really fit. But, I'm proud that, I think I even once mentioned to you, like every time we film, either I'm sick or my son is sick or something's happening, like an emergency is happening, but I always show up and I'm really proud of myself for that. And not only that, like my husband and I had a really giving year. Like we've been really loving on our friends and supporting our friends and family in various ways, and we've been having a lot of people in our space, and just yeah, showing them extra love. So I'm just like looking back, I'm like, how the hell did I have capacity to do it all, right? But my husband always says those who don't have can't give. And it's always like he always refers to capacity, not like financial means. And I love it when he says that because I always think about like, yeah, like I feel whole and happy and I have enough. I have a surplus that I can share. And truth be told, would not be able to do any of that if my life wasn't organized with like minimalism principles in mind. Okay, what surprised you about yourself in 2025?
I want to go back to the your answer about the
Mm,
podcast. What surprised me about myself this year is how much I love the podcast and the process around the podcast
yeah.
because it is very similar to what I do in my day job. And then I
Mm,
was thinking, am I gonna get? Is this gonna be another job? Am I having a second job, right? And
mm,
this, or is this something that I love to do? And it's the latter. It's something I love to do.
hmm.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. Like starting this podcast was we started it on a whim,
hmm
right? And it is surprising. Like I don't think you and I had this goal of putting ourselves out there like
hmm
that ever.
Nope.
Like not even to the public, like to the internet.
Yep. I love being behind the camera.
I love like being alone.
There you go. So there you go. I also am enjoying being alone more and more as
Yeah,
I go older, and
yeah,
I sit, like I said, feeling better about myself. The rest in recovery, that
yeah,
this comes with a component of being okay in solitude.
yeah,
You are not lonely, but you like being alone,
yeah, yeah.
and that's something that I love.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I think what else surprised me the most this year, I think this year my word of the year was kind of like boundaries. And
Mm-hmm.
that was really important to me because I can't be like a mom, a wife, an
Mm-hmm.
employee, and a podcast host without certain boundaries. And so that would, and be a good friend and a sister and a daughter and whatever, like without setting boundaries. And it wasn't perfect this year, not gonna lie, but I think that I started putting myself first a bit more and my needs a bit more, and that's really helped me navigate this year. So I'm I was surprised to learn that I could even do it because the people pleaser in me lived strong. Shift.
I think it is a mindset shift, right?
Yeah.
The Because I was also a people pleaser before, and then at one point I realized that the most important person in my life is actually me, and that is
Yeah.
not. I don't want to sound selfish, but
Yeah.
you're the only person that is with you 24 hours a day, and you know yourself, right? So
Mhm.
you have to be your best friend, and you
Mhm.
have to try to make time for yourself, right?
Mhm.
At the end of the
Yeah.
day, if you are not the best version of yourself, you cannot show up to the people you love.
Mhm.
So then everyone loses
I agree
if
with
you are
you.
giving time and attention to other people.
And I still struggle with that. I'm still like,
Oh
oh,
no.
like my son is the most important person. Or like, oh, like I like my attention kind of shifts.
Right.
What three feelings do you want to experience more often next year? So we're getting more into
Yes, like
2026 now.
2026. Happiness,
Mhm.
hygge, the
Mhm.
Danish definition of being cozy,
Mhm.
and peace of mind. Those are the three ones that I thought about, that I experienced this year. So next year I want to experience more of the same. I think it
Mhm.
was 2025 was the best year of my life, and I
Mhm.
want 2026 to
Wow.
be even better. That's how
Wow.
I love this. That every time we do a podcast episode, that is the best podcast episode we've ever done.
Yeah, I feel that way.
And then I just try, let's do one better next time. I love living like that. This is how I live, and
Yeah.
that's how I want to continue to live. Yeah.
I want to feel more focused in my thoughts. I
Hmm.
feel like I do get distracted. Like I don't have social media per se, but I do read the news, and I feel like when I just do a lot of things in my life and then I read the news on top of it, like anxiety creeps in and just like very invasive thoughts that
Hmm.
I don't want to think. They're just there in my head. And so yeah, I want to like focus my thoughts a bit more, which means removing distractions, right? And like
Hmm.
really focusing on that. I want yeah, like a feeling of serenity, which kind of goes with your like peace of mind and happiness
Hmm.
feelings, right? And I want to feel strong. I like physically, actually, not only mentally. Mentally, I am a really strong person. I could obviously there's room for improvement, but physically, I want to feel strong. And it's been, physical activity has been an ongoing journey for me. Like I've always been a very active person and working out and doing strength training and whatever. But like I do feel like I need to like amp it up a little bit. So I want to feel like stronger,
Hmm.
especially because I'm moving towards my 40s and with women. Oh my god, like yeah, it's never ending with us, right? Like it's one thing or another if
True.
you're a lady. And
Hmm.
so to me it's really important to stay on top of any future shifts that will
No, yeah,
happen.
no, you're absolutely right. I was smiling because you're moving into your 40s. I'm moving into my 50s. And
Yeah.
yeah, no, I completely agree with
Hmm.
you. Yoga, besides going to the gym, I started doing yoga during the pandemic. As soon as the pandemic hit, I was like, I'm gonna try this out.
Yeah.
It really changed my life. The I don't have any pain in
Hmm.
my joints, which is
Hmm.
something that I experienced because of playing basketball and how tall I am. And now it's like I feel like I am younger at my age than I was 10 years ago,
Hmm.
which is weird.
Okay, what are your minimalism inspired and related goals for next year.
So this year, I felt that I got where I wanted to be in relation to my belongings.
Mm-hmm.
So I declutter, I edited my belongings. I feel like this is it. This is what it I'm happy. I'm happy where I am.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's about enjoying my minimalism, essentialism life. So there's
Mm-hmm.
no more I don't feel like there's anything else I want to donate or sell or anything. Like I am good with everything I have, and it's just now enjoying the space, like we always talked about in our episodes, the space that we
Mm-hmm.
have to think, to live, to have experiences. That's what I want to do for 2026. Live more and buy less.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's perfect
Yeah.
because my minimalism related goal for next year is like I want to do a no buy slash a low buy year.
Okay.
So just this year, I want to focus on buying secondhand, and that includes both gifts because some of my family members, their love language is gift giving and receiving.
Mm-hmm.
And for myself, my only exception is my son, even though most of his clothing comes from a secondhand store that I really love.
Mm-hmm.
There are certain things that they just don't have, because due to like wear and tear, like hats or like some shoes, things like that. Like, so for him, I can buy new stuff, but I think for myself and all the adults around me, I think I'm done buying new next year. I would love to source everything secondhand.
Why
And
not?
I think I'm gonna face this problem where like I try to source something secondhand
Mm-hmm.
and then I face this obstacle where I just like don't find something that speaks to me in relation to the other person. And so I think it's gonna force me into the situation where I'm like, okay, let's move on to experiences and like what can we do
Mm-hmm.
together at a no buy or a low buy situation? Like what can we do together, right? And that, I think that's going to be a really great challenge because I think it's ultimately going to be really hard in the beginning and then it's going to shift my mind and be like, okay, like these are all the cool activities we can do together that cost almost nothing and are really memorable.
So the strategy that I adopted with my family is buy consumable goods.
Yeah.
So I'm going to visit my family, and then my mom was like, "What do you want for Christmas and New Year's?" And then I said, "Let's make a list of foods and
Mm-hmm.
beverages that we can have together."
Mm-hmm.
And she was happy about that. She was like, "Okay, so this is gonna be your Christmas present."
Mm-hmm.
And I think my sister is gonna get me photos of us that I can put on the fridge. So the photos are have a magnet, right? So this
Oh,
is
were you
something
inspired by my fridge?
sort of, yeah, sort of, yeah, yeah, yeah,
My fridge is filled with family photos, and I
yeah.
love that. I'm actually going to tell you a story that happened this week.
Mm-hmm.
So we live in a condo building and we have underground garage, and we're kind of like it has a few floors and we're kind of in the middle, and
Mm-hmm.
someone broke into our car
Oh no.
and stole most of the stuff there.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I just my husband called me when he was dropping our son off at daycare, and he was like, "Hey, just so you know, like I have some sad news. Someone broke into our car." And my first question was, "Did they take the baby seat?" Like our son's seat? And he's
Right.
like, "No, the seat is there." And I'm like, "Well, it doesn't matter. Like I don't care."
So now, do you feel relieved? That remember that fire thing?
Yeah,
Do you feel relieved, or do you feel like I need to buy replace everything that was in the car?
what's really funny is that our car was so clean inside that the only things they could take were baby wipes that for our son is half of the grocery bags. They kind of left the other half,
Mm-hmm.
and then they took our like first aid kit. Hi, Kira.
Hi, Kira.
Hi,
Hi.
Kira. My dog
Hi.
is making an appearance.
Hi. Welcome to the podcast.
Oh, it's so cute.
Hi.
Did you feel that Mama needed support? Did you feel that Mama needed some emotional support? Yeah, the story. is that it's interesting because it didn't touch me that they took our stuff at all. I wasn't upset about it. I was upset about like invasion of our personal space,
Yeah.
but the stuff didn't touch me. And it's interesting that even with my husband, like they took his iPhone, which is wasn't an old iPhone, it was a newer one.
Oh no.
But my husband got a new one. And so
Okay.
he was gonna give that one to his brother. That's why it was in the car.
Right. Okay.
And they took that. And even with my husband, he was like, "Oh, what are you gonna do?"
That's too bad.
Yeah,
But
but like it just made me think about like our podcast and my minimalism journey and even my goals for next year because
yeah.
like honest to God, like just so not into stuff that I think next year's like no buy slash low buy is going to be harder in terms of like other people, not for myself. I also feel really happy with
Right.
everything I have, and I'm also at the point where I like, just want to enjoy my things.
So, question for you: the no buy, low buy, is that gonna be because a lot of people are doing the January thing, right? That they don't buy in
Mm.
January because they bought a lot of Christmas gifts and they have to pay for that.
Uh,
Did you thought about a period where you're gonna
yeah, just
do
like all year.
all year? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's not
Why
a
not?
month thing, not a 2 months. It's gonna be a full year
And
of.
I know my problem area. Not even
Okay.
my problem area. Our little family unit problem area is getting like takeout.
Mm,
Because sometimes we're
okay.
like short on time and my son is doing something and
Right.
we're running home for nap time and then there's like something in between that we grab and I'm like let's be better about this. We have some financial goals. So I'm like
Right.
okay, let's really like I'd much rather buy more at this big box grocery chain
Mm-hmm.
that you and
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy.
My mom enjoys
Your
more than
mom
both of
enjoys,
us.
yeah, and
Yeah,
so I'd much rather we go there more frequently if we need to, and we have just like more on hand at
of
home
course. Yeah.
than we do takeout. So I think that's a problem area, and then gifts to other people. Like I'm sure I live in a really nice central area in the city where there's actually quite a few of like vintage stores and
Mm-hmm.
then like high end stores, you know, when you like bring your like high end stuff and then they give you money for it,
Right.
but it's still secondhand. I
Right.
forget what it's called. Anyways, and then there's like just thrift shops. So I think between those three, I can
Mm-hmm.
find something interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Plus the things you can consume.
Right.
Hmm.
It's interesting that you were able to identify the problem areas because
Hmm.
sometimes people are so overwhelmed by their expenses and
Hmm.
then they go into a no buy low buy that they don't even know what to target.
I
But
check my
it's
bank
good.
account every single day. Okay, that's a tip. Listen, please log into your bank account every single day because then every single purchase becomes meaningful. Because when you log into your account every single day and then you go into your credit card statements and you're like, oh, like I just paid off my credit card and now there's like $100 that I have to pay again and again and again. And the more you check it, so every single day, like it just keeps it fresh in your mind and you're like, okay, this was a mistake. I don't want to do this again. Or like, this was a great purchase.
Mhm.
I need to budget this. Okay, so do you vision board? Do you have a word for
I
2026?
don't have a word. I have themes or a model that I
Oh,
do
yeah.
every year.
Yeah.
So 2025 was the year of firsts. And I usually establish that in November or December of the previous year,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So 2026, I decided, I was talking to my girlfriend about it, and she's big into numerology. And she
Oh,
explained to me that 2026, when you put everything together, equals one in numerology. So
okay.
it's a new beginning. So I
Oh,
decided that the theme for 2026 is the year of new beginnings.
I don't want to say too much, but knowing where you're going in life, it sounds like next year you're gonna also like set yourself up
Yeah,
for
for
a bigger
yeah, and then
transition.
in 27, exactly.
Yes,
Let's
yeah.
revisit that in the episode 1 year from now.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Love
What
that.
about you?
Um
I know you have words. I
I
know you
do
like the word
I
thing.
really
Yeah.
love the words and those words just come to me. I
Oh,
truly never
those are the best words
those
that
are the best
just
words.
come. Yeah.
Can I just say that a lot of stuff like that comes to me like in my life like like my the fact that I went into masters and the university, I
Mm-hmm.
applied to one university and to one program because it came to me that I needed to go there.
Yeah. You have to listen to that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's either your gut or something or
My
whatever.
jobs as well, like
Yeah.
every job I've had,
Yeah.
it just came to me and I'm like, oh, I'm going there.
The
Like,
best decisions I've ever made in my life was
mm-hmm,
when I was listening to that
mm-hmm,
voice. And the worst decisions I made in my life were was I was not listening to that voice.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So about a month ago, that word came to me for next year, and
Okay.
I really loved it. I was watching something really random on TV, and I never watch TV. And when I do watch TV, it's really intentional. So this was random and TV, but it clearly was destiny because then it gave me the word for next year, and the word for next year for me is discipline. It just kind of comes back to what I already talked about in terms of like focusing my thoughts and working on my strength and serenity. And I think that comes with discipline. I could be doing more things that are a bit more precise and a bit more scheduled in a way and a bit more firm.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what defines discipline. And I think actually, um, I give myself a lot of I still use a lot of excuses like with myself and with others like, oh, it's okay, well just like I'll just do this because I'm tired, or like, oh, I'll just
Mm-hmm.
like not be active because I don't know, I just like don't feel like it, or like whatever. Like there's always like I'm lenient with myself, right? I'm just like, oh, it's okay, like you've worked so hard, you poor thing. You deserve this bad thing that you're about to like consume or do, or just like be lazy. And I don't know, I just like kind of feel a little done with that. Like I feel like I need more discipline. And it's interesting because discipline, even in the chaos that is happening, like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter that you're tired. You can be a little bit physically active. What can you do? Like, or like, oh, like you're a bit hungry. Like, do you need to
Right.
eat this processed food, or can you source a banana or an apple somewhere? You know, just kind of like
Yeah.
discipline in making better choices in the moment.
All right, everyone. That's it. Thank you for listening or watching to today's episode.
Let us know in the comments, do you have a word for 2026? And if so, what is it?
Don't forget to find us on YouTube, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. Until next time, on Nyet to Clutter, Sim to Simplicity, where we cut through the chaos and help you simplify life, work, and everything in between.
Bye. Nailed it.